Trump has sought to ease the new government's transition. He became the first U.S. president to meet with a Syrian leader in 25 years. They waited for it to be an al-Qaeda guy. So for 25 years, the United States president has not met with the president of Syria, but now Trump is going to, finally, that the head of Syria is an al-Qaeda guy. Hey, guess what? Trump is going to host an al-Qaeda guy, the head of al-Qaeda, who they installed as the head of Syria after they overthrew Assad, and then he started wiping out Christians. Oh, guess what? He took off his jihad costume, and now he's wearing a blue suit, and Trump is going to welcome him at the White House.
Hey, Nigeria, stop killing Christians. Hey.
Yep. President Trump is going to host Syrian President Ahmed al-Sharaa at the White House on Friday. So a White House official told
Not his name, by the way.
That's not his real name. His name is like Jablani or something, right? What's his real name? Look it up. What? I can't. You turn
Zoran Mamdani.
What is it?
Zoran Mamdani.
Zoran Mamdani. The planned visit is just the latest significant step in the administration's effort to shore up relations with Damascus, is nearly 1 year after al-Sharaa's forces toppled the... Okay. In a remarkable turn for al-Sharaa, a former Islamist rebel. That's how they refer to him now. A former...
Not an ISIS and an al-Qaeda?
Not the head of al-Qaeda?
He's got a better resume than Hunter Biden. You'll give the man some credit.
Trump has sought to ease the new government's transition. He became the first U.S. president to meet with a Syrian leader in 25 years. They waited for it to be an al-Qaeda guy. So for 25 years, the United States president has not met with the president of Syria, but now Trump is going to, finally, that the head of Syria is an al-Qaeda guy.
Hey, any vets out there get your dick blown off in Iraq? I want you to look at this. This is how it ended up. They made ISIS and al-Qaeda, they installed in Syria. Is everybody insane, dude?
Trump pushed al-Sharaa to normalize. So Trump pushed the al-Qaeda guy to normalize relations with Israel. So now, you know how we said, isn't it funny that ISIS and al-Qaeda are sworn enemies of the Jews and Israel, except they never attack Israel? Isn't that funny? Really. It's almost like the United States and Israel invented ISIS and invented al-Qaeda and funds them. It's almost like
Boko Haram. And now we know why.
Turns out the United States also funding Boko Haram, another Islamic terrorist group.
Jimmy, remember terrorism, Islamo-terror shot up 3,000% since we started helping them fight it? Well, now you know why. Because we made it.
So, in May, Trump met with that guy in Saudi Arabia. That's where this picture's from. That's what this picture's from. They met in Saudi Arabia. So that's Trump meeting the al-Qaeda guy in Saudi Arabia. And he's like, I can't believe I'm meeting with somebody who flew those planes into the trade towers. That's who these people are. That's who he's meeting with. He's like, I can't believe I have to do this.
The worst ones, ISIS.
That's the look Trump has on his face. Like, can you believe I have to do this?
Can you believe he saw the guy's head off right on camera?
Yep. These are the head choppers. And then after that meeting, Trump said he was a young, attractive, tough guy. Strong past, very strong past, fighter. He's got a real shot at holding it together.
Well,
in late June, he signed an executive order revoking most American sanctions against Syria. And in early July, the State Department rescinded the Foreign Terrorist Organization declaration for al-Nusra Front. So they just, instead of calling it al-Qaeda, they called it al-Nusra. And the State Department said it was a foreign terrorist organization up until July of this year. They're like, oh, the guy's running Syria. They're not terrorists anymore. It's because we've been funding them and they're working with us and Israel. Isn't that it?
What proof do you need
to overthrow Syria? So think about that. Al-Qaeda, ISIS, the United States, and Israel all working together to overthrow Syria.
Yay! I have had scumbags tweet at me, well, Assad was a butcher. Was he? Assad was a butcher. Not the ISIS guy.
Not the ISIS guy. So, Syria, new investigation reveals evidence government and affiliated forces extrajudicially executed dozens of Druze people in Suwada. So that's the new government slaughtering people. There's more. Syrian forces massacre 1,500 Alawites. And the chain of command led to Damascus, meaning it led to that guy, meaning it led to this guy. That guy.
The ISIS guy.
The ISIS guy.
The David Miscavige of ISIS.
Yes. A UN report finds widespread killing by Syrian government allies earlier this year. That means this guy. That guy. Slaughtering people in Syria. That guy. Ron Paul says it is the insanity of U.S. foreign policy in a nutshell that self-styled Syrian President Ahmed al-Sharaa is to be welcomed to the White House. Just before al-Sharaa's U.S.-aided rise to power in Syria last year, he was head of the local al-Qaeda branch in Syria. Before that, al-Sharaa worked with the al-Qaeda in Iraq and is responsible for the death of numerous U.S. service members. Hey, here he is with the Israelis. Here he is with the Jews. So look at this. Members of the Jewish Heritage in Syria Foundation are in Washington today advocating for a full repeal of the Caesar Act, aligned with the Trump administration ahead of next week's White House meeting with Syria's new president, Ahmed al-Sharaa. They're all happy that there's an al-Qaeda guy in charge of Syria. They're all happy about it. Look at all the smiles.
You've got enough there for a dancing Jew group like 9/11.
And here's the press secretary, and listen to what she says. Listen to this.
Over the weekend, there were reports that President Trump was due to host President of Syria, Ahmed al-Sharaa, on Monday. Do you have any preview for that meeting? Is he expected to invite him to join the U.S.-led anti-ISIS coalition?
So they asked him about the meeting that President Trump is having with the ISIS guy who's in charge of Syria now, and she asked a pretty funny question. Hey, is he going to ask him to join their anti-ISIS coalition? Let's hear what let's see what she says.
I can confirm that that meeting will be taking place here at the White House on Monday, and this is part of the president's efforts in diplomacy to meet with anyone around the world in the pursuit of peace. And
so that's what this is. Trump's going to meet with anybody around the world in pursuit of peace. Isn't it weird that he won't meet with Maduro from Venezuela?
What about the last ISIS guy he killed that he goes, he died like a dog at the vet with my family crying, petting him.
White House says letter from Maduro to Trump contains a lot of lies. The White House said Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro's letter to President Donald Trump, in which he called for a meeting, contained a lot of lies.
Wait,
who do you think's lying in this situation? Who do you think's lying? We have seen this letter. Frankly, I think there were a lot of lies that were repeated by Maduro in that letter, and the administration's position on Venezuela has not changed. So, no, not going to meet. So this idea, I'll meet with al-Qaeda. I'll meet with ISIS. I won't meet with Nicolás Maduro because we want to overthrow him, just like Trump wouldn't meet with President Assad. Just like Joe Biden wouldn't meet with President Assad because they don't want a peace deal. They want to overthrow them.
You'd think after the Democrats do it to you, you'd have the human decency to know how fucked that is, wouldn't you?
You would think. She said that the U.S. views the Maduro regime as illegitimate and that Trump is ready to take all necessary measures to stop the Venezuelan regime's illegal drug trafficking. That's all such... You got to be so gullible to believe this. Venezuela confirmed on Sunday that Maduro had sent a letter to Trump proposing the establishment of direct dialogue between the two countries. So Maduro wants to have a dialogue. He wants to have a meeting. In the letter dated September 6th, Maduro rejected accusations that his government is linked to the mafia and drug trafficking networks, calling the allegations completely unfounded and describing such claims as fake news as harmful to bilateral relations. The letter also dismissed reports that Venezuela had refused to accept the return of deported migrants, stressing that those stories were false. They will accept deported migrants. Asked about the letter and Venezuela's reported call for negotiations, President Trump declined to comment directly, saying, "We'll see what happens with Venezuela." Trump has dispatched warships and submarines to the Southern Caribbean on counter-narcotics missions, and U.S. forces have destroyed at least 3 suspected Venezuelan drug boats in recent weeks. So again, this is the opposite of what we were told Trump was going to do. Trump is now cozying up with Islamic terrorists, ISIS and al-Qaeda, and he's starting a new war in South America with Venezuela. The exact opposite of what people want him to do. Let Venezuela alone. So now he has to, so They used to change it. The old story was that Maduro is a dictator. We have to liberate their people. And now the new story is, okay, people weren't buying that story. All right, so the new story is, oh, he's running drugs, even though fentanyl is coming from Mexico. The drugs aren't coming from Venezuela.
Well, hasn't Trump brought it up to President Scheinbaum? I'm sure President Scheinbaum of Mexico will get right on it.
So Trump did shut down the border. So that's the one thing he did, and he didn't do anything else he promised. He didn't get rid of censorship. He didn't get rid of DEI because he's got DEI and censorship for Zionists. He didn't get rid of that at all. He's got DEI and censorship for Israel, Jews, and Zionists. He's not stopping the wars. He's still funding the Ukraine war. He's bombing Yemen at the behest of Israel. He bombed Iran at the behest of Israel. He's slaughtering people. And he's funding the slaughter of and genocide in Gaza.
Jimmy.
And now he's trying to overthrow. And he's going to do it in Nigeria. He's sending Marines down to Haiti. He's John McCain, even though he pretends he's not. And I know it's
tough. It might be worse, Jimmy. Yeah, first of all, Israel's allowed to traffic, never mind fentanyl, Israel's allowed to traffic your fucking children. Venezuela's not even allowed to imaginary traffic fentanyl that they didn't do.
So I know I've covered this story about how the head of Syria is an al-Qaeda ISIS guy and that the United States has been propping him up. I know I've covered this. I covered it. But I just can't get over this story. And that now as we still have Guantanamo open, Donald Trump,
I can't believe
as we still have Guantanamo open, Donald Trump is welcoming legit Al-Qaeda guy to the White House.
He's a young guy.
This doesn't drive MAGA people crazy. The people who literally flew the planes into the trade towers, not fake Mandami. But the people who literally did it, Al-Qaeda, this guy who killed U.S. soldiers in Iraq, this guy. Trump is welcoming him to the White House.
Yo, if your programming don't break, it ain't gonna. If that don't break your program, seeing that, you ain't gonna get out, motherfucker.
Imagine if Kamala Harris was doing that, how much the right-wing commenters would be going effing crazy.
Yeah, we'd be locked down with bird flu.
Sean Hannity would be going crazy.
Yeah.
But not now. Okay. Come see us make jokes about this, and we're going to be we only have tickets available in Melbourne. We're going to be in Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane. There's only really tickets available in Melbourne. Then we'll see you in Burbank, California, the day after Thanksgiving. It's a Friday. Everybody's off. Come to Flappers Comedy Club. Then we'll see you in Pottstown, Pennsylvania at Soul Joel's. Great room. December 6th. That's a Saturday. And then January 11th. It's a Sunday. We'll see you in Waikiki at the Blue Note. Beautiful room. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all these tickets. Come see us in Australia. Second show's added in Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane. We'll see you in Burbank, California, the day after Thanksgiving. It's a Friday. And then Pottstown, Pennsylvania, December 6th. Plus, January 11th, we're going to be in Waikiki at the Blue Note. Tickets not available yet for them, but go to jimmydore.com for a link for all the other tickets.